Jamaica, a Caribbean jewel studded with sensuous beaches, skyscraping mountains, and lush landscapes. But if you want to see the real Jamaica, throw away your guidebook. We'll take you down hidden pathways, behind locked doors, and deep under the ocean, where you'll find the unknown, the unspoiled, and the uncommonly beautiful secrets of Jamaica. The moment you step off the plane, Jamaica's kick off your shoes, shrug off your blues way of life washes away all your worries.
Everything is all right, and there's no problem, no challenges, no hassle. Everything is all right. Everything is just easygoing and smooth.
Jamaica is the third biggest island in the Caribbean, roughly the size of the state of Connecticut, and definitely larger than life. Its culture is a tropical stew of African, Spanish, and European influences. One of the first outsiders to reach these shores was none other than Christopher Columbus. He called this the fairest island ever eyes beheld. 500 years later, it's still a pretty good description.
It is perhaps the most beautiful island in the Caribbean.
Maybe that's why so many people have followed in Columbus's footsteps, drawn by the lush forests, the crystal clear waters, and the shimmering sunlight.
Jamaica has a lot to offer. It has the beaches, the sun. It also has a mountain you can climb. It has nature. So you can take advantage of everything.
Visitors usually arrive in one of two major cities, Kingston, Jamaica's capital, which is located on the southeast part of the island, or Montego Bay, which sits on the northwest coast. But finding a breathtaking place to visit isn't the hard part. It's knowing where to stay. Jamaica is famous for its private villas and quaint little inns, but there's just one choice for travelers with a taste for luxury and a lust for island ambiance: the all-inclusive resorts. These resorts won't just put a roof over your head, they cover every element of the perfect vacation. That's all the food, drinks, and entertainment you can stand for one fixed price.
Everything that you want to do is included in one package. You don't have to figure out how much is it going to cost me to snorkel, how much is it going to cost me to play volleyball. Everything's included, one price. Go have fun, don't worry about the bill anymore.
And to learn how to say yaman.
Yeah.
Yaman.
Just an hour east of Montego Bay is a resort called Breezes. It sits on 2,000 feet of prime ocean real estate, and there's no secret why it's become one of the most popular travel destinations in Jamaica.
Places like Breezes offer more for your money. They offer scuba diving, sumo wrestling, a lot more things than you get at a normal resort.
People come to Breezes expecting fun in the sun diversions, and they'll find them. But tucked away by the beach, there's a special surprise in store, a secret world that makes Breezes more than just another seaside resort. Yes, it's a circus, but instead of a big top, there's the open sky, and instead of just watching the action, you're part of it.
We didn't know till we got here and we saw all the fun stuff and we decided, we'll try it.
They come here, they see the trapeze, their eyes light up.
Well, although it's in our literature, unfortunately, not very many people know about it, but a lot of people are surprised to come here and see our circus show, and they just go nuts about it.
Breezes Circus School is the perfect chance to make your secret fantasies come true, swinging, leaping, and hanging on for the time of your life.
Okay, this is where the fun begins.
Legs up! Get them up! Get them in there! Good! Legs down in front, take them down. All right, here we go for the flip. Kick, forwards, backwards, forwards, let go. Whoa!
The school is open daily.
Stick your hands out.
So instructors like Javon have plenty of chances to show ordinary people how to perform extraordinary feats.
Turn around and grab the other bar again.
A lot of people find it to be absolutely amazing. It's such a great feeling to be up there just swinging in mid-air, which, I mean, the average person wouldn't even dream about doing any time in their lifetime.
It is scary. I mean, it's totally safe, but when you're standing there, look.
This is actually my favorite part of the circus, is the trapeze. Because I'm a gymnast, so this is my thing, I guess.
Hands up, hands up.
The trapeze is a great way to display your athleticism.
Push, grab it,
Or not.
Actually, us guys do like it because it's actually the good ways to pick up the chicks, you know? Wearing all them tight spandex and all that, you know, the chicks really dig it, so.
Oh, the circus boys are absolutely one of the most popular set of guys on the property. They are a favorite among our clientele.
If flying like Superman isn't your thing, then the trampoline is another way to put some lift in your vacation.
It's like everybody's dream to want to be a star and to be in the circus, so it's kind of fun just to kind of make believe and be the trampoline star.
3.
Got it. Yeah!
If you prefer to keep both feet on the ground, you can always opt for juggling instead. Breezes has one more secret. After all, no circus would be complete without animals. But instead of elephants or lions, they've got goats.
Yeah, this is my goat, goat number 1.
The goats may not look like they're having as much fun as the people, but rest assured the goats are not being hurt. They're actually being handled with kid gloves.
That's Caribbean fantasy, call it that, where you get the goats and you race behind the goats.
3, and the goats are up, and the goats are up, and we're looking for a video here.
You can't get in front of the animal or you'll be disqualified, but it's excellent, and the goats do a great job.
Oh, I'm very pleased to be the winner of the international goat race.
Don't aggravate my goat. No, that's a pretty goat.
While this might seem like the perfect place to bring the family,
1, 2, 3, and go.
Breezes has a no kids policy. But even so, this is strictly PG-13 compared to what's going on down the road at Hedonism 3. It's a resort based on the idea that naughty is definitely nice. What goes on here is kept secret from outsiders. To get past the guard, you've either got to be a guest or make it on someone's list. When you get inside, you'll find a steamy playground where bikinis, buns, and bare skin are the main ingredients for a rowdy good time.
Hedonism 3 is known to be the party central of Jamaica and the Caribbean, and everything goes here.
And you, man, what can we give to you? Beautiful girls. Beautiful girls.
We have singles, we have couples. They come, they let their hair down.
Like Breezes, Hedonism 3 is an all-inclusive resort. The only thing you've got to provide is a taste for the decadent. Because there's a simple secret to enjoying yourself here. Just let your inhibitions fall away.
Girl, you've got to give me an answer.
I just want to say it all.
You know what?
Events like this feature the bold and the beautiful working themselves up for the Who Looks Best in a Wet T-shirt contest.
It's a fun place. It's a very wild, fun place. Do whatever you want with whoever you want.
People just really come here to have a very good time, and they party. We have lots of theme night parties, from pajama party to toga party, masquerade balls.
Hedonism 3 is not for the prim, the proper, or the prudish. Taking a vacation here means letting loose. Turning on your wild side. Then doing whatever it takes to make your Caribbean vacation sizzle.
We always have beautiful people at Hedonism.
Welcome back to Jamaica.
The island of Jamaica is a unique mix of sweeping flatlands, soaring mountains, raging rivers, crashing waterfalls, and of course, sparkling seas. Despite its tropical beauty and simple charm, Jamaica has earned a reputation for being dangerous. But the secret is that things have changed. Thanks to the government and the Jamaican Tourist Board, new safety programs have tourism on the rise. Even the capital city of Kingston has had a major facelift. The largest English-speaking city south of Miami, Kingston looks and feels like any major metropolis, a bustling city full of people and possibilities. But head out on the open road and the island's bright future gives way to a glimpse of its secret past. Port Royal is located on the south side of the island, just across the harbor from Kingston. It looks like a sleepy little fishing village, but it once played a key role in a colorful chapter of Jamaican history and made a name for itself as the wickedest city on earth.
Port Royal was the wickedest and richest city in the world. It was the London of the Caribbean, and later on became the headquarters of all the pirates of the Caribbean.
The time was the 17th century. The English had wrestled control of Jamaica from the Spanish, but the battle wasn't over yet, and the British couldn't fend off Spanish attacks. So the Brits turned to the swashbuckling pirates who ruled the Caribbean.
One of the interesting things in particular was that you had blacks, Jews, whites, people from Spain, people from France, people from England, all mixed in as pirates.
The English gave these seafaring scoundrels a license to steal, and in return collected a share of the spoils. Flush with Spanish gold, legendary pirates like Henry Morgan and Blackbeard took refuge in Port Royal. That made this place a focal point for plunder and pleasure.
You had more brothels per square foot in Port Royal than anywhere else in the world. You had more gambling houses. In fact, it also had the most churches. Because, you know, if you gamble a lot and you womanize a lot, you have to go and pray for your sins.
Today, you can still do penance at the old St. Peter's Church, but much of Port Royal's infamous history is hidden. 30 feet below the water's surface, at the very bottom of the ocean floor. Buried beneath layers of sand, sediment, coral, and rubble, the ruins of Port Royal's past are frozen in time.
On June 10th, 1692, at around about midday, they had this tremendous earthquake. And what happened was that 2/3 of the city sank below the sea.
The remnants of this 17th century city of sin lay undiscovered for over 300 years. Then, in the 1940s, underwater excavations brought the buried remains to light. Just 30 feet from the sunken city is the old British Naval Hospital. It's now the home of the Jamaican National Heritage Trust, and it's here, in an unmarked room, behind a securely locked door, that archaeologists keep the best treasures of the underwater Port Royal site. For half a century, these have been the town's ultimate secret.
I'm going to reveal for the first time ever artifacts that were taken from under the water in Port Royal that hasn't been seen by anyone for about 50 years. This wine bottle is called an onion wine bottle. It was made between 1680 to about 1690. Because it was under the water for so long, you had deposits building up on it, so it is called patina. If this is removed, then the bottle will automatically fall apart. Based on the number of wine bottles that we have found, we realized that they did a lot of drinking, but they also did a lot of smoking. And here we have one of the smoking pipes. This smoking pipe was made between 1680 to about 1690.
Over 500 of these pipes have been discovered. And somewhere between the smoking and drinking, they did some serious eating.
If you notice that there are knife marks, right? The knife marks would tell you how genuine a plate is. And if it was used or someone just made it, it's a fake.
But Port Royal's history has more than just pirates. There's also Fort Charles, where the ghosts of the past still haunt this military stronghold. The fort was built by the British in 1657, shortly after they seized the island from the Spanish.
This fort was built in the shape of the floating castle of a 17th century ship and almost completely in water. It consisted originally of 36 guns, but with expansion and change in the model, it was upgraded to 104 guns, and they had 500 men manning the fort itself.
But it wasn't just the cannons that made Fort Charles so hard to penetrate. Its secret weapon was actually concealed behind the fort. Through dark passageways along an old gravel path, down a hidden trail, past the brush, through the trees, there are the secret underground tunnels. They were used by English soldiers to move ammunition from one cannon to another, unseen and untouched by the enemy.
And this is the famous Victoria and Albert battery. All of the guns that were placed in 1888 are linked by underground tunnels. And those guns were aimed out at sea, but they circled the whole periphery of Port Royal. If one gun missed you, another one would hit you.
Fort Charles isn't all guns and no play. To lighten things up a little, escape to the Giddy House. Walking across the slanted floor gives visitors the off-kilter perspective of a carnival funhouse.
This building was tilted by the earthquake of 1907. It is now nicknamed the Giddy House because visitors try to walk straight across the floors and they feel giddy. And they run straight out back.
Port Royal may have a unique history, but it isn't the only place in Jamaica with scintillating island secrets. In a remote corner of the southeastern part of the island, where children play barefoot and goats roam freely, is the village of Bath. The town itself looks ordinary enough, but its mountains conceal a stunning secret. You'll need some help to find it. If you're lucky, you'll run into a local like Samuel who can show you the path that leads to this unique hideout.
Okay, I'm a pass now,
It's not the incredible foliage or even its serenity that makes this place so unusual. It's the water.
People from all over the world have been coming for this. This water here heals all kind of sickness, inside out.
According to the legend, the Bath Spring was discovered by a runaway slave in 1690. When he bathed in the warm water, his ulcers were miraculously healed.
People come here for a lot of different complaints. Some people have arthritis, some people have a lot of pain in their joints. They go to many doctors and there is no way they can get away with pain. And whenever time they come here and get a treat, they have to keep on coming because this water is the only value that makes them feel strong.
So what's in this water that makes it so magical?
Well, the mineral, the sulfur smell, if you can smell it, have a sulfur smell, that is the healing power, You see? So it's just a mystery.
The science behind this secret is a little cloudy, but Rasta Steve's mystical royal treatment sure does something.
This water is one of the best water throughout the island. So whenever time people come around, they get a royal treatment like I get now. You feel the full essence of it.
Steve performs his treatment at the foot of a pool of hot water. This scorching spring can reach temperatures up to 128 degrees. And if the scalding water doesn't knock the aches and pains out of you,
you got to sleep like a baby.
3rd-degree burns.
Rasta Steve's Jimi Hendrix t-shirt certainly will. A session with Rasta Steve includes lots of stretching, a full body and head massage, a few body chops, even a pedicure, using a stone from the river, of course. He even tops it off with a prayer.
May God bless and keep you on your journey from this time forth and forevermore.
Thank you.
If you're a little too modest to bathe with strangers, check into the Bath Fountain Hotel. Water is pumped in here straight from the bath spring, so guests can enjoy the bath fountain's healing powers in the privacy of their room for under $60 a night. And maybe, just maybe, if you let yourself go, you too will feel the power of the island's mystery and magic. A tropical vacation in Jamaica, the perfect opportunity to immerse yourself in the sights and sounds of paradise. Go ahead, be adventurous, try something new. And hey, don't forget to please your palate, because paradise tastes as good as it looks. To find out just how good, you'll have to venture deep into the highlands. These massive blue mountains hide some of Jamaica's best secrets, but few ever explore them. The vast miles of rolling hills may look tough to penetrate, and the hairpin curves and dirt roads are daunting. Don't let them stop you. Tucked away in the middle of the jungle, you'll find Jamaica's most mouth-watering prize: coffee.
100% Blue Mountain, best coffee in the world.
It is just a gift from God.
Gift or no gift, Blue Mountain coffee doesn't come cheap. A pound of this black gold sells for about $35 in the US and as much as $60 in Japan.
Over the years, it has built this mystique as being the best quality coffee, but coffee by which other coffees are judged.
To find the hidden truth behind this exclusive coffee, you better not have a fear of heights.
The best coffee in the Blue Mountain comes from between 3,500 feet to about 4,500 feet. And the higher up you go is generally the harder the bean gets. The harder the bean gets is the better quality coffee.
There's 30,000 acres of land devoted to growing coffee in Jamaica, but only a third of it gets the esteemed Blue Mountain label. It has to be planted at a minimum of 2,000 feet, and it's derived only from vine-ripened coffee seeds or cherry berries.
This is considered a cherry berry. Good quality coffee is picked cherry ripe. In some countries, it is picked at the green stage, but it doesn't produce the quality cup that you get from a cherry-ripe coffee.
These cherry berries are picked by hand. Then the beans go directly to one of only 4 pulperies allowed to process Blue Mountain coffee. In this case, Mavis Bank.
Mavis Bank is run by Mr. Keebleman, who is a real character of Blue Mountain coffee. In fact, we consider him our Juan Valdez. He's probably the oldest person in the industry.
At the ripe age of 80, Keeble Munn is the caretaker of more than a century of coffee wisdom.
Well, Mavis Bank began with my grandfather in 1885, way up in the mountains, up in a place called Strawberry Hill. And so we have been established as a family in this area from 1923.
The secret to this great coffee isn't just its cultivation. The processing of Blue Mountain coffee is just as painstakingly precise as the growing and picking of it.
All coffee comes in here and gets floated. All the light coffee is taken away, and the better coffee is then accepted.
The little-known secret to a bean's success is weight. The floaters are bad, the sinkers are best, quality is king. And Keeble Munn ensures that coffee bearing his name is worth its weight in black gold.
They can take it away and sell it somewhere else, but we won't buy it. It has to be up to the 100% quality.
Once they've got a good bunch of beans, it takes about 5 months to process them. But before the beans can be bagged and shipped out, there's one final hurdle to overcome. They have to please the senses of Keeble Munn's secret weapon, Norman Grant.
What I'm going to do here is to break the cup, right? And by breaking the cup, I'm going to stir and breathe in the aroma. Oh, this is an excellent Blue Mountain coffee.
If the smell is up to par, then Norman does a taste test. Well, it's more like a slurp and spit test, but it does the job.
It is so good that I don't want to spit it out.
Once you've had a few cups of Jamaican Joe, it's probably lunchtime. And if you're in Jamaica, you can't leave the island without having some jerk.
Ooh, delicious. Splendid. Nice and spicy. Oh, the pepper.
It's the kind of taste that can really heat up your vacation.
It's hot. Pretty much hot. Our food is spicy, pepper spicy. The habanero pepper, we call it the Scotch bonnet in Jamaica. It's hot, it's very hot.
You can get a taste of this spicy but savory barbecued meat almost anywhere on the island. It's often cooked right on the side of the road. But to find out the secret to this unofficial national dish, you have to go to the place where it all began. The town of Boston lies on the easternmost part of the island, near Boston Bay, a secret roadside area that is truly jerk central. And we're still talking food.
In Boston, you find all the best jerk food.
Yeah. These guys can jerk very good.
This little cluster of tin shacks doesn't look very enticing. To be honest, your local health department would probably flunk these guys in a heartbeat. So you might just want to close your eyes and open wide. The jerk tastes much better than it looks.
It's done in the outside, so you have all the natural elements out there. However, when done, it is delicious.
So what's the secret ingredient to this magical meat?
The secret to my jerk: spice it good and cook it good.
All right, well, he's not giving away his secret very easily, but after a hearty meal of jerk, you might need something cool to wash it down. And in Jamaica, the drink of choice is rum, rum, and more rum.
And Jamaica has the finest rum anywhere in the world.
To find the delicious secrets behind this island-brewed delight, it's time for another road trip. Head south into the flatlands of Black River country. Hidden in the acres of sugarcane is the icon of Jamaican rum, Appleton Estate.
Welcome to Appleton Estate, home of the finest rum in the world.
Factories don't usually top the tour list, but this isn't your average factory.
There's lots to offer here, and as we're rum drinkers, we thought we'd better come.
The secret to making rum starts with sugarcane juice.
So this is an old sugar mill, and this is how they used to extract the juice from the sugarcane. From this, they used to get roughly about 70–75% of the juice from the sugarcane.
Once pressed, cane juice is heated and boiled into a syrupy soup of molasses and brown sugar. The molasses is combined with water and yeast and then fermented. The next step is distillation. Appleton still uses tried and true methods.
One of the secrets of our rum are these old copper pot stills. The copper pot distillation method has been handed down since the inception of rum making in Jamaica, and we use copper pot stills that are unique to the island.
After distillation, the rum is stored in oak barrels for a minimum of 3 years and a maximum of 30. Each barrel ages differently, creating a rum with unique flavors and characteristics. So mixing the rums is key. But Appleton has a secret to their blending.
One of the secrets to our rum that many people don't realize is that it's hand blended, which is a process which is unique to Appleton.
Before any rum is bottled and shipped out, it has to get past the lips of Appleton's chief blender, Joy Spence.
Each barrel behaves differently. So you might have the same basic rum coming from the estate going into 2 different barrels, and they age differently. This is why it is good to blend the different barrels together to get one uniformity.
Joy is the only female chief blender in the world, and her best-kept secret is that she relies on looks as well as taste.
The first thing that you do for evaluation is to pour a small amount into the glass. Then you evaluate the color to see how brilliant it is, if it's aging correctly.
Next comes the sensory test.
It's extremely smooth on the taste. Sweet, which is what we're looking for, and the harshness has gone away.
Joy mixes and matches in pursuit of the perfect combination. Of course, that requires that she sample each blend.
Most people would think that I'll get stoned at the end of the day. That's not so. Because over the years, I think my system has become saturated. So.
Once Joy gets just the right blend,
perfect.
She keeps her formula top secret.
Once the blend has been approved, the formulation is kept in a secret location where only 2 persons have access.
And she doesn't take any chances.
We have an alternate site for our blends that in case there's a natural disaster, the secret blends are kept housed secretly in another location in another country that we can continue the brand Appleton. At the end, we produce a particular style of rum that cannot be replicated anywhere else in the world.
But if you really want to taste Jamaica the way the islanders do, just keep an eye out for a rum bar.
The rum bars in Jamaica are a gathering area. You know, you meet everybody at the rum bar.
In every town, on every country road, the rum bars are where you'll find local culture at its best and its merriest. And if you want to drink your rum the Jamaican way, you gotta drink what they drink.
Most popular rum is white overproof rum, which is 63% alcohol by volume. This rum has strong tradition to it because it's what we call our versatile rum. It is used for drinking, it is used for mixing, it is used for warding off evil spirits. White overproof rum is also used to clean off the nails on newborn babies. Every home has a bottle of white overproof rum in there.
Jamaican Overproof ain't no joke, and it accounts for 90% of all rum sold on the island. Most Jamaicans drink it straight or mixed with coconut water. But if you think you're tough enough, there's an even stronger rum. It's called John Krabati, and this one's sure to knock you down for the count.
It's illegal, but you know, it's everyone. A lot of guys drink it, and it's kept under the counter. And I mean, you don't want to light a match when that stuff is brought out. It's serious.
White rum is such a big part of Jamaican culture, these guys even have a song about it.
Don't matter where I go, Treasure Beach is my home. I love the girl, coconut water and white rum. I love the girl, coconut water and white rum. Measure me up.
Kick off your shoes, slip into a hammock, and get into the groove of Jamaica, where laid back is a way of life.
You know, it's just a great feeling coming to Jamaica, being on vacation, and just having that Irie feeling.
That's right, he said an Irie feeling. But what exactly is that?
Irie is just a cool feeling. Everything is all right, and there's no problem, no challenges, no hassle. Everything is all right. Everything is just easygoing and smooth.
If you can't get Irie by just saying the word, a little reggae music can make a world of difference.
Reggae music, when I say reggae, it's like you see love. That's why we say in Jamaica, no problem, even though we have so many problems. But when you hear the reggae music, you definitely have to nod to it, you know?
The reggae beat has made heads nod and hips sway around the world. But few understand the people, the passion, and the politics behind the music. To do that, you have to go to the source. The musicians who live and breathe it. You'll find them in Kingston at a secret site for reggae insiders.
Mixing Lab is one of the top recording studios in Jamaica.
If you don't have a song to record, you won't get through the doors of the mixing lab. Since they bill by the hour, there's no time to waste on tours. But the Travel Channel got an exclusive invitation to watch the hot new reggae band, Demande, in action.
She's 21 and he is 69. I said you're crazy, it could be your dad.
There's Scooby, metal, iron, and caterpillar. For these guys, reggae music is much more than just a dancing beat. It's the sound that defines a nation.
The way I see reggae music is, it is really the root and the people's music, you know, which will keep us together from now and forever.
The majority of Jamaican culture has British, Spanish, or African roots, but reggae is 100% pure Jamaican.
I know you found a guy, 'cause I sent up a spy, and they saw you with another.
Reggae took off in the early 1970s. People around the world discovered the smooth Jamaican sound of its founding fathers, Bob Marley, Jimmy Cliff, and Peter Tosh. Their names and their music are familiar, but few know the secret history buried in the roots of reggae. Reggae is bound by strong ties to Rastafarianism, a social and religious movement. It's a way of life that emphasizes black nationalism, natural living, and rebellious politics. To understand the roots of Rastafari, you must go back to the first Africans brought to Jamaica.
Yeah, well, it's a whole African thing because, you know, when the ships were coming over with the Africans, Jamaica was one of the let-off points for the ships who can't go no further with the Africans who just don't want to stay on the boat. Those spirit vibes in them being a free human being then, you know? They had to let them off here. The first stop was here.
Many Rastafarians feel a very strong link as descendants of these fighting Africans. Reggae music keeps their ancestors' spirit alive.
Our nation is a fighting spirit nation. That's the reason Rasta born. Rasta born because of that fire that was in us from Africa. So that them now become, these people now still attached to Africa, develop Rastafari. And out of that now is the music, the whole drumming, Naya Bingi drumming, and then all of them things that come up now. It does turn out and just come up into reggae music. So it's the same root, it coming way from Africa.
Reggae's funky beat and sensuous sound make for some great music, but listen more closely. Many of the lyrics speak of social injustice and protest, while also encouraging love and tolerance in the world.
Reggae is the only music that teaches love, everything. It fights against politics, it fights against war, it shows love. It said don't love that the one day and love that one day. You have to just love, and it's just one love, right?
Not everyone has embraced the reggae spirit. Reggae's ties to Rastafarianism tainted its image among many mainstream Jamaicans. They quickly labeled it mountain man music, referring to the Maroons, a group of slaves who escaped to the hills in the 1600s and fought off the English. Today, large numbers of the Maroons' descendants are Rastafarians.
The man who would run to the mountain just to avoid the brainwash, we are some of them, which is Rasta. That's why they say reggae music is the mountain man music, which is Rasta who run for the mountain, you understand? Just to avoid the pollution of Babylon, you understand?
Reggae's image has come a long way over the years. Today it isn't just considered Rasta music, it's Jamaica's music. Inside this little club in Kingston, Demande performs their song, Living in Fear. It's a political commentary on urban despair, police violence, and poverty.
Secret people are living in fear. Young old man.
Thanks to the passion of groups like Demande, reggae music will continue to thrive as this revolutionary sound inspires a new generation.
Reggae is here to stay because once stress is here, once poverty is here, once all the problems that the world faces is here, then reggae will be, you know, always be here.
A Jamaican vacation can be as action-packed or as laid-back as you want. Once you've done all the tourist stuff, try one of the island's unique pleasures. head on down to the river's edge and discover the ultimate in tropical tranquility, rafting.
Picture yourself sailing down a lazy, meandering river on a 20-foot bamboo raft, pulled by a raftsman. Very romantic. You're rafting in lush jungle. It's just scenic beauty and relaxation at its best.
For about $40, two people can hop on board a bamboo raft, sit back, and enjoy a leisurely afternoon on one of Jamaica's many rolling rivers.
It's a great trip. Nice, smooth ride, down the river. It's a little noisy, but it's still peaceful.
The raft rides are almost exclusively for visitors, but before tourism became big business, these rafts had a much more practical purpose.
My father was a rafter, okay? He was a farmer in the area, and he make banana boat to take his banana down the river.
So how did bamboo rafting go from hauling bananas to trucking tourists? Surprisingly, it's all thanks to movie legend Errol Flynn.
Back in the 40s, Errol Flynn was a visitor to Jamaica in an area called Port Antonio. Saw farmers bringing down from the mountains bananas and 20-foot bamboo rafts. So he said, well, why not put seats on these rafts and move people? And here we started river rafting.
The prime spot for river rides is down the Rio Grande, near the Blue Mountains on the eastern part of the island. In Errol Flynn's day, these excursions were just for fun. But today, they actually help to keep the local economy afloat.
It's a very, very good, important industry, because when I take people along the river, it don't help me alone. It helps everybody in Jamaica, actually, because I go and buy food from the people, we buy mango, so the money spin around.
Leroy Miller is one of the elite raft captains who navigate the Rio Grande. Like most of these men, he's been on the river his entire life.
I am one of the regional raft captain of Jamaica, doing this for 30 years. Now, my father was a boatman and he trained me, okay? Then I learned by him to make my own boat when I'm 12 years old.
The secret to becoming a raft captain, it doesn't happen overnight. So you've got to have plenty of passion and patience.
Being a raft captain is a coveted job. And so you don't just get up and leave that job. You have the younger guys coming up and they are apprenticed to a captain. And their job is to ensure that the captain rafts are well kept. They bring the rafts back up the river for the captain, and they are tutored by the captain. So they are apprenticed for years, 10, 15 years before that captain is probably too old or just moves on to do something else. And then they take over as captain.
Jamaica's stunning rivers, waterfalls, and beaches are world famous. But Jamaica isn't just home to these natural wonders. It's also a haven for first-class athletes. Home to some of the best sprinters and runners in the world. But this group of athletes is training for another famous Jamaican sport, bobsledding. The Jamaican team made a stunning appearance in the 1988 Winter Olympics, and now they're training hard for 2002.
Conditioning for bobsledding is just like conditioning for track or sprint. Just different. There are some techniques that are different.
So we spend a lot of time in the gym, like 4 days per week, and on the track we'll do 2 days of sprinting, just pure sprinting, speed work, drills, and all of that. Then we go on the ice, and then we get technical where the ice and the track and all of that is concerned.
It's an unlikely locale for a cold weather sport, a tropical island where the best place to find ice is a frozen daiquiri. So how did Jamaica come up with the idea for their Cool Runnings team? You'll find the answer high in the mountains, where an adrenaline-pounding street race became the spark for the Jamaican bobsled team. The pushcart is commonly used to transport produce and other goods around the island. But if you paint it, change the wheels, put on a bumper, add a steering wheel, and give it a clever name, it becomes a cool racing machine.
couldn't believe that it's really a car at your hand and it doesn't have an engine inside of it. But it has tremendous speed.
There may be no engine, but gravity will give you plenty of gas as these souped-up pushcarts thunder down steep hills at speeds of up to 60 miles an hour.
You know, the pushcart is a pretty vicious thing, you know, it's a tough thing. They go down these steep hills and they crash a little bit, and you have to have some skill to drive it down the road that they're driving on.
They also race down city streets.
Ready, set, go!
Pushcart racing is so popular, there's even a yearly derby event.
People come from all over the island to watch that. You know, it's like a festival in Jamaica. It is the highlight of everything in Jamaica.
Still, it's a long way from street racing to the Olympic team. Like many great ideas, this one started out with two guys in a bar.
Looking at the pushcart derby, they say, well, it's close to the bobsleigh in terms of downhill, fast, and going around corners and being able to steer it. They say to be a good bobsleigh, you have to be a sprinter, because the initial stages of the bobsleigh to get going very fast, to build up speed, to go down the track. So they say, well, if we can tie in both sports, we should be able to do something great on the ice, which they tried, and it went great.
Well, we know what it takes to be a good bobsledder, so what does it take to excel at the pushcart?
Braveness is the number one. You have to be a very brave person. They take guys with guts and skill, which way I'm one of those guys.
Bobsledding is fine, but Yvonne Williams has another dream. Someday trying for pushcart racing gold.
But I said to myself, if bobsleds can get so big, why can't pushcart derby? Because if this sport create another one, the original always be the best. We just hoping that one day somebody will come and say, well, it's time for you guys to show the world what you're made of. And that's what we are waiting on.
Jamaica is an exotic land with endless tropical treasures to uncover. Breathtaking views hidden high in the mountains, a turquoise sea full of underwater treats, natural wonders highlighted by breathtaking backdrops, all waiting to be explored. To discover the secrets of this slice of heaven on earth, hop on a plane, leave your worries behind, and experience the many pleasures of paradise in your own sweet time. Yeah, man.